This video was brought to you by Josh Pro K, who's neither sponsored nor does he do any sponsoring. He's just a cool dude that let me borrow his yo-yo. Your skills are still trash. That's slick. Welcome back to the Throws Definitive. Today, we're going to take a look at SF Yoyos, the BFF. Early reports put this as most impressive. Let's start from the beginning. SF Yoyos is an enigma, a mystery. They say they make yo-yos for people who are into that sort of thing, but that's the biggest understatement in yo-yoing. I say that because there's an underlying truth that isn't being touched upon. And that truth is that there's been some serious thought, some serious precision, and some serious engineering brought to these yo-yos and their manufacturer. So for me, SF stands for very significant, because these are some dope yo-yos. Let me give you the lineup. First out the gate was the colloquially called the SF. Then came the organic, the 36. Following that was their biggest hit, the SS, still making a splash. Then they followed up that success with the DLRN, the plastic. And then we have our eponymous BFF. Following that, most recent was the 7068 Aluminum Bliss, Paul Harness's signature. And last but not least, the SK collaboration with One Drop, which will probably see a greater release with their involvement. So the question you might want to ask yourself is, do they make colored yo-yos? The answer is yes. And sometimes they're even striking and bold. Now I'm going to do a lot of close-ups because there's something that I noticed about these yo-yos, and I want you to notice them too. Notice that every single SF yo-yo that I've ever seen has been flawless. No anno flaws, no B grades, no bad bearing seats, cutting strings. And look at these lines. Clean. And you know what that means? Precision. Careful precision. This is the work of a craftsman. Now, I don't typically use old footage again, but let's go back to the first video. You can barely tell that this thing is spinning. And that's because it's been engineered perfectly. I get the feeling that SF's idea is that they'll let the yo-yos do the talking for them. And that's something I can definitely get behind. People love these things, and there's a good reason. They're good. No, that's enough drinking the SF Kool-Aid. Let's look at the BFF individually and see what we got here. Comfortable. It's got a rounded H-shape design. Feels good in the hand, and it's a little wider than most. We'll get into the specs a little later. Putting it up to my other yo-yos, I find that this has the same dimensions as the Omega Glide, but the feel is vastly superior, like night and day, really. And the Glide is no slouch, so that is an accomplishment. The BFF also feels light in the hand, but also feels incredibly powerful on the string, which makes for a weird duality that I really haven't felt in other bimetals. You know, you hear about it, but that dichotomy is really pronounced in this yo-yo. Here are the specs. Notice that the width is 42.7 millimeters, which is almost a full millimeter wider than the SS. And some did complain that the SS played a little thin. but only a handful of people, one or two. The BFF is not gimmicky. It's not a one-trick pony. It's a good all-around yo-yo. And the closest thing I have to it in my collection is the Ezekiel Vault, which shares a similar diameter, similar profile. But the BFF seems like it's a way more refined. The steel in the Ezekiel Vault is chunky and a little clunky. And the play is deliberate and heavy. Not that it, I don't know, it's a good yo-yo, but the BFF is miles, leagues ahead of it in terms of performance. Breaking the Vault out of storage, I've come to appreciate that the Vault is not as bad as I remember it. It's actually pretty good, but the BFF, man, playing these back to back, you can see and feel the difference. That is vibe free. On the fingernail, can't even feel it. Not yet. I get it. The BFF at the end of the day is the best spinning yo-yo that I've ever played with. And I'm really, really sad that I got to get this thing back. So, the BFF is definitely on my to-get list. And I think it should be on yours too. You will not be disappointed. Excellent, excellent throw. Well, this is the first video featuring a donated yo-yo. Shout out to Josh Pro K. And if I can feature one of your yo-yos in one of the videos, reach out to me and we can definitely work out some kind of arrangement. I will absolutely return this thing in pristine condition. No doubt. Next time, we're going to feature another donated yo-yo. And this time we're going to go to Canada and see what our boys up north have cooked up. Well, that's it for me. Click like and subscribe, join the conversation, and remember, I'm not cool because I yo-yo, but I do yo-yo because it's cool. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Peace.